Welcome back to watching Business Morning on Sunrise Daily. Now, we've talked about the markets, the financial market. Let's talk about the real sector, talking about foreign direct investment. And one would ask, should we be talking about attracting investors into the country at this time? Investors that were here or are here, how well have we treated them? If we talk about more, bringing new ones. Well, LCCI has a duty to retain not just their members, but also make the investment climate attractive for investors, both the domestic and the international, the foreign investors. So let's see how much work they have done and perhaps the plans that they have with the Director General of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ms. Chinyere Almona, joins us virtually from Lagos. Ms. Almona, good morning and thank you for your time.
Good morning, Ini, and thanks for having me.
Great. So at this time, I wonder if you think Nigeria should be talking about attracting investors when we know what even existing investors are going through. We've seen a number of multinationals leave the country, and we still see the challenges in the investment space in the country. I wonder what grounds we should be talking about attracting investors into the country at this time.
Thank you, Ini. You're absolutely right that over the years we haven't been able to retain our investors because we've heard the stories of all the investors leaving. But if you think about it, foreign direct investment into Nigeria has been on a decline. The foreign direct investment figures for Africa shows that Egypt is leading with about $11 billion. And South Africa is following very closely behind with about $9 billion. Ironically, you and I will agree that Nigeria is richer in investment opportunities than some of these countries. But creating the right environment is what we need to do for both the local investors and foreign investors. And at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we're trying to change the narrative. We're trying to change the story and highlight the areas where there are investment opportunities, but also highlight the areas where we need to improve and have the regulators come talk to us about some of these issues. And that's the purpose of the International Business Conference and Expo tagged Invest Nigeria.
Yeah, but Ms. Almona, we have a lot of conferences. We just talked now, CIBN is also having its conference next month. But what happens after the conference? What can we count as the gains of, all the conferences we've been having?
So last year, we initiated this conference. And for us, because we're Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we want a conference that is practical. We did this conference in partnership with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment as a platform, a key investment platform to showcase investment opportunities in Nigeria to the global center. And you're right, sometimes we have these events and conferences and it becomes a talk show. But for us here on this platform, the Invest Nigeria platform, we want real action. We want governments to come talk to investors about investment opportunities in their states, in different sectors. So last year we had like about 36 countries in attendance. There were lots of state governments on ground. There were business-to-business sessions on agriculture, infrastructure, manufacturing. But the actual signing of MOUs also happened because as there's a handshake, we want to see it move from talk to action. And that's why this investment platform, this Invest Nigeria conference is very important. It's critical for every business owner and state governments to attend.
So maybe you could tell us some of the, you said MOUs were signed last year. Perhaps has any of them grown into real businesses, factories, or anything like that?
So one of the highlights of this year's event is that the state governments that were at the last year event will be able to talk to us about these successes. And when your opening statement was about the regulatory environment and we being able to sustain the investment that we get. So, and also an element of this conference is having the regulatory session where regulatory agencies can outline their operations and what businesses need to understand about business regulatory framework. But by and large, you will have, and I hope you'll be there, Amy, because you have the governments who were there last year, some of those who closed some deals to talk to us on how they have fared in the last 1 year.
I'll try to be there because, I mean, if you have it when I'm having a live show, I may not be able to be there, but I know I will see the visuals at the end of the day and I will listen to those speeches. But tell us what sectors are in focus, what areas of business seems, the most sellable at this time in the midst of the not so friendly investment climate?
So agriculture is a big one because, well, we know what the state of food security is today. So agriculture, thinking about how do we use technology in agriculture, that's a big investment opportunity. Also infrastructure, at the organized private sector, we've always talked about lack of infrastructure. So having the right infrastructure in place, road, even power, utilities, all of these, those are areas that are critical for investment. Manufacturing, that's the industrial sector, is also ripe for investment. So you have the ICT as well, technology. You have technology enabling a lot of things. So you have health tech, edutech, agri-tech, fintech. So technology is a big sector for investments.
Interesting you talked about agriculture because even the business survey from the central bank hinges the optimism from that survey on agriculture. Now, the sad thing is these days in Nigeria, you can hardly talk about agriculture without talking about insecurity. Just yesterday in Niger State, we heard the story of, I think, 7 or 9 farmers were actually just killed. And we do not know a reason for that. So I wonder how you hope to approach it, the issue of insecurity that's plaguing the agricultural sector.
So we can't shy away from the problems that we have. Insecurity is a big problem, and at the chamber we keep talking about it. And I like to think that sometimes some of our challenges provide opportunities. So this is an area that also provides an opportunity for investors to come in and support. But then when you think about agriculture and what we need to do differently, it's clear that the issues of the herdsmen still torment farmers. The roads aren't right for farmers to move their goods from the farm to the market. There isn't sufficient infrastructure for processing agricultural produce or preserving. So there's a high level of post-harvest losses. So these are all areas that we need to focus on and see how we can attract investment in these areas because we need to deal with it. We can't shy away from it.
So I'm sure that this will be part of either the panel or the keynote speeches, for your event. I'm sure that's factored in.
It will be because the state governments need to share with the investors how they're going to deal with this issue. And also, we're having a good panel for foreign institutions who are interested in some of these areas to come and ask questions, but also answer questions on why they're looking in this area, why are they still here, and why are they investing in Nigeria. So it's a mix of both the state governments, the investors, and the foreign investors as well. It will be a great event, and I really encourage everybody to be there on Tuesday, 27th and 28th at the Co Hotel and Suites. And it's not just in the morning; it's the whole day, so you can take time out and join us.
Okay, thank you for the invitation, the public invitation. I'll try to be there at least one of those days. But thank you so much for your time. I do know that you were supposed to be right here in the studio, but I mean, That's another area disturbing us. Yes, I mean flights and traveling in Nigeria, you cannot keep to time. But we thank God that we are able to have you virtually on the program. Thank you so much, Ms. Chinua Mona, for your time, and we wish you the best as you prepare for your conference.
Thank you, Ini. Bye-bye.
Bye.